how to find a VA for online arbitrage, for Amazon FBA, for retail arbitrage, for whatever you do. How do you find a VA who can take care of your business? You do not have to do anything anymore. First of all, I'm gonna answer the question really quick, okay? First of all, you will never find a VA that can do that, right? You will need to train your VAs. You will need to have processes that are bulletproof. You will need to have systems that are bulletproof, right? So, because a lot of guys that I see online, a lot of guys that even ask me questions, and that I talk about, that I talk with, and that I give advice to regarding Amazon FBA, they basically tell me that their VA suck, they do not find any good leads and stuff, but you did not even train the VA. So how do you expect him to have leads that match your expectations? You need to have trainings, you need to have process. As I said, your process needs to be bulletproof, all right? Take any big corporation in America as an example. All right. When you get hired, I've never worked a 9-to-5, so I would not know. But I know that when you get hired, you do not start your job directly. You get trained to understand the process, to understand the system in place, to understand how things work in that company. Because even if you had a role in another company that was pretty much similar, most of the time things work differently, and you need to be trained. The same thing is going to be the same for your VAs. You cannot just expect to just throw money at someone and so he can return to you with some leads. This does not work like that. You will need to train them. You will need to show them how to find leads. You will need to set up all those processes. So before you hire when you hire someone, you can plug him into your system, into your business, and have him see them as an input and make sure that if you plug anyone in that system, they can return some output profitably to you. So guys, even if you want to start a McDonald's, you want to open a franchise, you are going to need to be trained just to flip burgers and to sell burgers. They are going to train you. It takes multiple weeks. So for something as complex as online arbitrage, you think you can just hire someone for $100 a week and have them run your entire business? It's not going to work like that. It's going to take some time, all right? You are going to need to put some work in. Someone that you hire for $100, all right, a week, even $200, even $300 a week, right? You cannot expect them to set up all your process, to set up all your systems, and to, if you don't even know how it works, right? This is not what you pay them to do. You pay them to do some process that you already put in place. If your process are not, you cannot expect them to create those processes for you. If you want someone who actually understands the business, who knows how the business works, to set up all those processes, all those systems, you will need to hire a C-suite executive and pay him multiple six figures to make sure that he can do that. So, because think about it. Even myself, right? I'm selling around 30,000. Right now, I'm scaling to 50,000 a month, right? All my process, I do not consider that my process are bulletproof enough as of now. I'm still working on refining my process, on working on my process, and on making sure that they are reliable and that I can plug anyone in the future into it. I document everything that I do on this channel. Also, this is what I do. I refine my process as I talk to you guys. You cannot just throw money at your problems. There's a lot of you will encounter a lot of situations where just throwing money at the problem will just not work. All right, it may be your first business, maybe your second business, your third business. This just don't work, except you have a huge amount of money to throw at the problem, right? And even there, it's not sure that it's going to fix your problem. But if you do not have $250,000 a year to spend on salary, do not expect someone to build those systems for you. Do not expect someone to build those processes. You are going to need to put in some sweat equity. This is how it's called. You need to put in your own work because you do not have the financement to find somebody to do all that work for you. You will need to put the work in. You will need to understand how to source, to develop systems, to develop process, So it's easy for you to plug someone in and have him source for you, find leads, and for you to then either purchase some leads, or some guys even have guys purchasing the leads for them. But it requires a lot of work before being able to reach that point. You cannot just find any random person from the Philippines, from India, or even from the US to do that if you just pay them like $10 an hour. This is not going to work. This is not how it works. You need to have system in place. You need to see a business as two components working together. In one end, you have process and systems. In the other end, you have people. You will need to plug the people into your process and system. And this is when exponential growth is going to happen. But you will need to put in the sweat. You will need to put sweat, blood, and tears. It's going to be painful before you reach that point. But if you put enough work, if you put enough sweat equity into it, soon enough you will be able to remove yourself from the business. But this is not going to happen when you just make 10,000 and you have no idea. Because guys, honestly, I'm making $30,000 a month. I'm pretty sure I have no ideas. I just know a tiny bit. And I share what I know with you guys, but I pretty much, in 2 years, I will realize pretty much that I have no idea how things work as of today, right? So this is what I have to say about the subject. Subscribe to the channel if you want more tips like that. By the way, read this book. This will go more in depth into the subject. Yeah, just get it on Amazon. I don't have any affiliate links because I'm just too lazy to set up things like that. But and I just do not care about the money, to be honest. It's not $1-2 that is gonna change my life. But yeah, just subscribe, like the video, yada yada yada. I'll see you tomorrow. New video every day at 3 p.m.